got a new Disney park bag. In this video, I'll go through the bag and pack everything I would need for a day in the park. So if you are new to my channel or you've stumbled upon this video, I did recently take a trip to Disney this past November, and I learned quite a few things. First was that although cute and convenient, my Loungefly backpacks weren't quite big enough for what I needed for a day in the park. So I needed a new bag, which brings us to today's video where I'm sharing a new park bag with you. So that brings us to this Petunia Pickle Bottom backpack. So while I did want a bigger backpack, I still wanted it to be Disney. So I went on Nordstrom Rack's website, just browsing, looking, and that is when I found this backpack. Not only is it larger, but it keeps with that Disney theme by having the Little Mermaid on the outside. I will say this one I did get on sale. I did not pay full price because it is pricey, and it was still pricey on sale. Let me go ahead and share some of the features of this bag with you. You have 4 outer pockets, 2 on the sides, 2 in the front. I myself would have appreciated if these 2 front pockets here would have been a zipper pocket. I would have loved that. For me, these, I would be afraid something's gonna fall out. The side pockets are great for water bottles, but these front 2 I really wish would have been zipper pockets. This one is water resistant. That is something I was looking for in a bag because it's very well known that Florida has rainstorms all the time. And though I got lucky on my last trip, that's not going to be the case on every trip. I have quite a few items in here that I do not want damaged by water. So being that it is water resistant was a plus for me. As I mentioned, it does have this Little Mermaid print. Here on the top you do have a little zippered pouch. It's not very deep, but if you needed to keep like keys or some kind of card in here, you do have that option. It does come with this little detachable coin pouch. I really don't see myself using this one, so I think I'm just going to kind of keep this maybe for something else to the side. I really don't think that's going to be crucial to my Disney trip. Now this one does come with a changing pad because I believe this is technically meant to be like a diaper bag backpack, but I'm not going to use it for that. So it does come with this changing mat. If that is something that you're interested in, something that you need, it is in there. It does have a top handle. You do have your backpack straps with also 2 little hooks here. I'm not really sure what you would hook to that. If you know, please leave a comment down below and let me know, because I really don't know what you would hook there. Now once you get to the inside, as you see here, you do have a zipper pouch here. Again, it's not very deep, kind of shallow, but it's there if you need it. And then you have a very large open space. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it has one large open compartment there. I do like how this one kind of has that top opening to it, where it still has very high walls, so nothing should fall out of here just by opening the top of this. So I do want to pack this one and see if I'm able to get everything in it that I took on my last trip, and I did make a few adjustments, so I want to share those with you as well. On the last trip, I just took this simple little kind of camping first aid kit. While it was okay, it wasn't quite big enough for what I needed. I could have used a little bit of room for some ace bandages. So I went ahead and went to Amazon, of course, and bought a new one. And that is where I have this little first aid tin here. As you can see, size difference here. And this one will allow me, although I can't put up like the full roll of an ace bandage, I could cut pieces and put them in here if I needed to. I will, of course, have to put my own band-aids in here, being that my skin reacts to most adhesives, except for a certain brand of band-aid, along with some blister band-aids. So this one, it kind of comes with some tape, Q-tips, alcohol pads, sting relief, antiseptic, Q-tips, butterfly band-aids, a few little safety pins. So it's a good start, but I'm definitely going to need to add to this kit. One thing about it that kind of just irks me, it's nothing important, is that fingerprints. This one, you touch it one time, fingerprints everywhere. But it's the one I chose, so I guess that's on me. The second thing I changed is going to be this carrying travel case for my portable charger. This one, as you can see, got pretty dinged up there. While it made it through the initial travel journey, when I actually had it in my park bag, because they are smaller, especially the fan that I took, it kind of dug into this soft case. Now, nothing inside was damaged. The only thing that kind of took a hit was the case. So I got a new case, and it is going to be this one from Amazon. It is more of a fabric, that way things shouldn't get damaged, and it has a little bit more storage space. So not only can I get the battery pack, I can also get the cords. And this one, it's not bulky. I can zip both compartments of this one. I have extra room if I needed to put any more cords in here. And I feel that this one is going to be a little bit sturdier, even though it is fabric. I don't think this one's going to get as much damage to it. Now, the last thing, I haven't received the new one yet, but I want to share it with you anyway. So on the first trip, I took a little clear pencil bag for snacks. Now, I am going to do a separate video that shows you all of the snacks that I did take to the parks. And while this one did get me through, I wanted one a little bit larger because I did take Uncrustables, and although they are individually packaged, I wanted to be able to fit everything together. So of course, back to Amazon I went, got some clear toiletry bags. Now, if I am able to receive those before I finish editing this video, I will try and insert that here for you. Otherwise, I will just insert a picture for you. But I think these are going to be able to hold all of the snacks in one bag. So while these are perfectly good and useful, especially if you have kids, I wanted something just a little bit bigger. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into packing this backpack. Here we are with the bag. Let's go ahead and start packing it. I think we're actually going to have a lot of room left over, but here's the thing. I don't want to overpack this bag because the Loungefly bags, as small as they are, at the end of the day, felt like you had a bag of bricks on your back. I did experience some kind of neck and shoulder pain within the first few days, so especially if you're not used to carrying a bag, you don't want to go overboard and be completely miserable. So I'm going to start with some of the essentials. First up, we have our battery pack. Again, this one has the battery pack, the charging cord, and it also has the cord for the fan that I use, which we'll get into that in just a second. This one is a little bit heavier, so I do want to go ahead and put this one in first. And again, I really wish that I could just put it here in the front and be comfortable with that. But walking through Disney, constantly taking your bag on and off, I don't know that I'm comfortable with this. So right now we're going to put this on the inside. I am going to stand this one up. I did mention that it has the little changing pad. That's where they have this one. But again, I'm not going to use that. That may come in use for something else. But while we're here, I want to go ahead and put in our first aid kit. I may have to cut some ace bandage pieces and put them in here. But for right now, I'm just going to put it in as is, just to see how much space we're having. Also, remember, I don't have the new snack bag yet. I think that will take up a good portion of room, but I don't think it's going to be too bulky. And especially if you're taking this pencil bag size, that is going to be perfect. You could actually put that in this back compartment here to kind of keep things separated. So for now, since I don't have the other bag, let's just put that in there just to kind of take up a little bit of room so we can see what we're working with. If you do take a smaller first aid kit, of course this one is going to fit, and maybe you do feel comfortable putting that on the outside. Either way, it will fit. This, I think I would be more comfortable putting on the outside than a battery pack or anything more expensive. But again, I wish this front part here, these two pockets, was a zip pocket. Next, we have a rain poncho. Again, I mentioned it rains a lot in Florida. I did get lucky this past trip, but I'm not counting on that happening every time. So I actually think this one could probably fit in this top zipper pocket here. I think for now, that poncho fits in there perfectly. Then I have some wet wipes. Although I really didn't need these on my last trip, I think they are something that I'm going to continue to take with me. And I actually think one of these packs might be able to fit in this zipper portion. So let's see. That would also mean it's a little bit more convenient, a little bit more of quick access. Yes, you can definitely fit one, maybe even two. You can get 2 wet one packs right there. That's pretty neat. I like that. I don't want to put 2 in there. I think for me, 1 would be enough. And again, it's a little bit more convenient than opening this whole bag. I'm just going to toss this second one in the inside, and it looks like right here on this side, you have another little mesh pocket here. So that's where, you know, this second one's going to go. So this bag is quite organized. It also has a pocket on this side. So I really like this. With that being said, let's talk about the fan. So this fan came through. I saw, of course, on Jessica Braun and Tyler Braun's channel, they were using this fan. While it wasn't extremely hot in Disney, it was still hot. And you're doing a lot of walking. There are a lot of people. That's a lot of body heat. You're going to need some sort of fan. This one, I tell you, not only did I use it, but other people in my party used it as well. So I want to make sure that I take this with me. It does not require separate batteries. It does have a rechargeable battery. Again, I mentioned the cord in that battery pack, so I make sure that I keep that as well. This one also does have this little reservoir for water. That way it will mist at you if that's something that you are wanting. But for me, I was kind of afraid to put that in there and then put it in my bag in case of spillage. But again, this one is water resistant. It doesn't mean that it's going to protect everything that's in the bag if it does spill, but hopefully it will contain the mess a little bit. But I think I want to try and put this one either in this big pouch here, or maybe even on this side pouch on this side here. Okay, so putting it on the side, I think that takes a little bit too much space, especially if I'm going to have that other snack pack in there. So I think I'm going to put it here. I like that a little bit better. So it fits in there relatively well, and it's a little bit flatter. Putting it on the side kind of bulk the bag just a bit. Doesn't mean there's not use for that little pouch though, because I'm going to take this body glide. Now, as far as this enchafing, I didn't really notice anything because I wasn't wearing shorts very often. I mainly wore like cropped sports leggings, if that makes sense. And the few times that I did wear a dress, I had shorts underneath. But you never know, especially if you are going in the hotter months. This again, although I didn't use it on the last trip, I'm going to take it just in case. And that one I'm going to put in this side pocket over here. So these inner pockets are great. It's keeping things organized and everything's not just thrown in here, even though there is one large compartment. Last but not least, I do have this cooling cloth that I got in Disney, where it's one where you wet it and then kind of snap it, and it's supposed to be cooling. I did not use this one, but again, I do want to pack this for my next and future trips in case there is a need for it. So this one is going to take up no room. It's just very thin cloth that we are going to fold. Which that folded down to practically nothing. And I'm actually going to put it right here in this portion. And see, when we get that larger snack bag, it can fit here, and maybe first aid kit and that charger case will need to go in the bag. There's room for movement here, but right now that's everything that I would need to take for a day in the park. That is everything that I took the last time, again with a few adjustments. I don't want to make this bag too heavy. Again, it's going to be a long, probably hot day in the park. You're going to be walking, you're going to be carrying this the entire time. You don't want anything extremely heavy. So I was able to get a new, larger bag, but still keep with the theming of Disney. If you are interested in seeing any of my Disney videos, I will link that playlist here for you. Before you go right down below, hit subscribe, that way I can see you in the next video, where I hope to see you there. Bye.